Hello. Hey, everyone. Hello. Welcome to this morning's, your afternoon's workshop. I'm actually streaming live from Costa Rica, so it is my morning. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that the time wasn't confusing for anyone. There was a few last minute time changes, but I'm really excited to be here, whether you're watching now or catching up later. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys about total body freedom and body image and what it means to have a positive body image. So if there are any questions, I don't know if that's an option for you guys, but if you do and you want to kind of pop them in at any point, like please go for it. Or the hosts maybe can pop them below and I can answer them. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my story before we get going, so you guys know like why I do this work and why it's passionate to me and why I'm passionate about it. So about 14 years ago now, I had an eating disorder, and that eating disorder wasn't kind of born out of having poor body image, but it definitely, my body image got really bad during the eating disorder. And it got to a point, where I had body dysmorphia. I couldn't look in the mirror. Taking photos was a nightmare. Just showing up as myself felt impossible. For many years, I really genuinely felt like I hated what I saw in the mirror. And then I started to realize that what really was happening was that I just wasn't comfortable with myself and who I am. And the message I really want to get across to you guys and help you guys understand is that having body freedom and having a good body image is so much to do with having a good self-image and in who you are. Having a positive body image isn't about changing what you look like and always looking your best to feel good in your body. It's about really embracing and truly getting to know and being at peace with who you are. And that's going to be the focus of today, is helping you realize that. So once I kind of got through my recovery process and managed to get to a lot better place through various therapies and coaching and lots of personal development work, things like traveling really helped me, like going out of my comfort zone. I started to volunteer for different charities. One of them was Beat, an eating disorder charity in the UK. And I started sharing my story. And that's kind of what led me to where I am now, where I coach women and I work with women, to heal their relationship with food and their bodies and to have that body freedom and to know who themselves really well. So yeah, that's my story and how I've got here. And if you're watching and you're thinking, it's easy for her, or I could never feel like that, I felt exactly where you are. And I've been in a much smaller body and hated my body more, which shows that it's not about what you look like, really. It's about how you feel and who you are, and gaining confidence, and that is what's going to make the most difference. So what I want you to do for me for a moment, just before we get started, is just place your hand on your heart and just take a deep breath. And out. And again. And out. And just really be present here and allow yourself to feel into the next 45 minutes and be here with me, and just lean into a little bit of gratitude and be proud of yourself for even showing up here today, and for being here, and for listening, and for opening up to what might be quite uncomfortable to talk about, and just be really proud of being here and really lean into that. And perhaps think of a word or an intention that you'd like for today's session. Perhaps it's to be open, perhaps it's to learn, perhaps it's acceptance, perhaps it's body freedom. Think of a word and an intention that you want to carry forward from this session and beyond, because that's always a really powerful way to cement everything. Okay, so first thing I want to do to really allow you to start thinking about your body in a very different way is I want you to list 5 things at least that your body has done for you in your life. And that could be walking up a mountain. It could be helping you recover from an illness. It could be the legs that you use to do so much. It could be the eyes that you use to see out into the world. It could be your hands, which do so much for you. It could be an area like your stomach, which can feel like a really difficult area to accept, but perhaps you can lean into that and think, oh my gosh, like it houses my organs, and this is a place for many women who want to have children to reproduce from, and this is a place where I have digestion, and this is our womb space is also really, really smart and really intelligent. So that center, really leaning into a little bit of gratitude there and thinking, oh my gosh, like perhaps I've spent many years like tearing this part of me, apart and really hating it, but wow, like it does all these things for me. Really lean into that for a moment and really, really lean into some gratitude around those body parts that you might find difficult with. And yeah, write down at least 5 things or in 5 ways that your body has done something for you in your lifetime. I love doing this because it makes me think of like the travels I've taken, or the times where I felt really tired, but my body's kind of got me through the day, or maybe the time that my body's let me know that things aren't feeling too good, things like anxiety and stress that come up in the body. It's your body's way of communicating with you like, hey, I'm not doing okay today. Hey, we need to pull back here or look after ourselves more. So there's so many ways in which you can also reframe the signals that your body gives you. So many women I work with really struggle with the idea of bloating and that it means they've gained weight, or that they look bad. But bloating is often a signal of stress, of cortisol, or it could be a signal that you've had a really delicious meal, and that's also something to really celebrate. So really leaning into that idea of like, oh, okay, maybe these body signals and the things that I've often felt really uncomfortable with are things I could be grateful for and send a little bit more love to. Okay. So the next thing I want you guys to do is something I'm really passionate about working with my clients on, because this is really helpful to do, is start to get clear about your body story. What is your body story? What is your story with your body, right? So what I mean by that is it's so easy to think, oh, I just feel this way and that's that. But we all have a story and a reason as to why we feel the way that we do in ourselves and our bodies. So for example, questions you can ask yourself and to ask yourself now and maybe write down is, what were my earliest beliefs and experiences with my body like? What was the language used at home? What was the language used at school, with my friends, in the media when I was growing up? Were there certain body types celebrated more than others? Was dieting quite a big topic? Was there words of body love and affirmation at home, or was it body hatred? Was the body not talked about a lot? Was it something that you weren't really connected to? What are those early experiences when it comes to your body and your body image? And how is that shaping how you feel now? So just spend a few moments thinking about that, jotting some things down. And then also thinking, how has that led into more recent body stories for you? So what are the kind of stories you've held more recently when it comes to your body image, and maybe in your late teenage years or early adult years? What are the kind of stories that have come up for you then, and the beliefs? Have you compared yourself a lot? Did going through the kind of hormonal changes that we go through as women make you focus on your body more? Did it make you see your body in a different way? Did growing things like breasts and having a period make you think of your body in a different way? How did all of that stuff impact you? I always think back, and I don't feel like I've thought a lot about my body till I really probably started puberty. I think I remember worrying slightly about things like puppy fat and my body changing, probably slightly younger than maybe other kids, but we didn't have things like phones and stuff when I was growing up. So that wasn't something that I could compare myself to in that kind of way. And I think for me, like puberty and getting older and doing clothes shopping and being aware of that media narrative around what a body should look like, which is ever changing. It's strong, not skinny, and then it's the Kardashian butt, and then it's the Kate Moss look, and all of those systems, no matter how kind of healthy they try to spin it, are harmful, because bodies are not meant to look the same. Bodies are so diverse for a reason. Our bodies literally house our souls and our very being. Like, that is what they are for. Mirrors, God knows when mirrors were invented. I should have found that fact for you guys. But Scales, for example, were invented for cows originally, and the BMI is such an outdated way to measure our health. And all of these constructs and all of these systems are in place that really make it hard for us to find that freedom in our bodies and find that contentment. So asking yourself, like, where did I learn the narratives that I know about my body? Why do I believe what I do about my body? Are these beliefs true now? Are these beliefs mine? Are you carrying around other people's beliefs? And if so, what would you like your new beliefs to be? What would you like your new story to be around your body? What would you like your new life to be in alignment with your body? Because once you can start to set those intentions, you can start to change how you view your body each and every day, how you respond to it, how you treat it. So now we're thinking about this new body story and this new way of finding freedom in your body. I want you to write down and write some notes on these few questions. So I want you to think of a title that represents how you want to feel in your body. So it could be my beautiful body, or my respectful relationship with my body, the body that I love and adore, the body that I accept and embrace, whatever it is to you. And I want you to ask yourself these following questions. If I had this love and respect for my body, what would I say to her? What would I say to my body? Or him? Or it? What would I say to it? How would I treat my body? If I had this love and respect around my body, how would I treat it? Would I nourish it more with foods that I enjoy that feel good for me without restriction? Would I move it in a way that feels so much more fun and in tune with what it needs, rather than what I should think, how I think I should be moving it through punishment? How would I feed it? How would I listen to it? Does my body need more rest than I give it? Does it need more movement? Does it need more time to be listened to and just see what's coming up? How are you going to treat that new body? What is the kind of language and affirmation that you're going to use around your body? Thinking about the thoughts that are coming up, how might you start reframing them? This isn't an overnight transformation by any means, but starting with our language and our self-talk is very powerful. So for example, if one of your beliefs around your body is, my body's not good enough, I hate the way it looks, you might reframe that belief to, I really struggle with accepting my body, but I'm committed to changing that narrative for myself by creating a positive affirmation each day, which could simply be, I want to love and accept my body more. I want to show my body a little bit more respect and love today. I want to accept my body today. When you look in the mirror and notice yourself pulling yourself apart, ask yourself, if I could look at my body in the same way that I would look at a friend or a loved one, what might I say? How might I neutralize that harsh language that I'm often using? How might I look for gratitude and love and respect and think about the things that it does for me? We can't go from body hatred to body love straight away. But if we work through these steps and these small changes every day, you can find that body liberation and body freedom. I thought for many years, I'm just going to feel neutral about my body. I'm never going to love and respect her. And now, whether it's listening to what she needs to eat or dancing around in the mirror and feeling embodied, I really do genuinely, radically love and accept myself and my body. But it took years and years and years of following these steps. And it took me realizing that, and this would have probably got me there a little bit quicker, it was never really about my body in the first place. This blame and this self-deprecating language we use towards our bodies, it's not your body's fault. So a question you can ask yourself when this happens is, why am I blaming my body for what's going on in my life? How many of you have had a shit day at work, hope I'm allowed to swear, bad day at work, or a hard time, and I've gone, oh, I'm going to go back on that diet, or I'm going to force myself to do that exercise. I'm going to pick myself apart in the mirror, looking for that element of control. looking for that element of control, that is not going to be fixed by you blaming your body. It's not going to be fixed by you going back on that diet. It's not going to be fixed by you dropping that dress size. It's going to be fixed and healed, which is a word I prefer to use because you're not broken, you're never broken. It's going to be healed by you saying, what's actually going on for me right now? Am I feeling really low in confidence because I didn't get that job I wanted? Am I feeling low in my self-worth because something difficult happened at work today? Or I'm worried about my future? And God knows in this year, there's so much uncertainty. How is that uncertainty maybe making you blame your body and take things out in your body because you want something to control, right? We're human beings, we want to feel in control. But what about if you stopped blaming your body? What about if instead of blaming it, you worked with it and you started thinking about how to respect and love it more? Maybe there's a few of you that have gone through weight changes this year or bodily changes. I want you to remember that this year has been so full of trauma, and that if you've gained some weight or your body's changed form, you're doing okay. You're not a failure. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not a bad thing. Weight changes happen all the time. If we didn't have weighing scales and we didn't have all this focus on what it means to live in a healthy body, you know, if we accepted that living in a healthy body is way more than weight, and it's about how we listen to it and how we move it and what we feed it with and how we let it rest and our mental health and our emotional health, if we looked at all of that and took away this obsession with the aesthetic and what it means to have a good body, then we'd all be able to feel more comfortable in it. And if you're struggling with those thoughts of weight gain this year, or if you have had those bodily changes, I want you to just really lean into the fact that you are not a failure. You are still an incredible, amazing human being and worthy of so much. And your body doesn't define you, you know, as wonderful as your body is and how much I want you to start celebrating and leaning into that. Your body doesn't define who you are. Like, you are you without your physical form, you know? Like, you are you regardless. When you think about your friends, and, you know, I normally save this for the end, but it's just flowing. Think about like the end of your life, or think about being at, you know, someone you love and saying goodbye to them. You're not going to be thinking about what they look like. You're not going to be thinking, oh, she weighed X amount and her body looked this way. You're not going to be thinking those things, and people are not going to be thinking those things about you. They're going to be talking about how wonderful you are and all the amazing things that you did with your life because you didn't let your body hold you back, which is what I'm hoping for you after today. So if you're thinking, well, this is all well and good, but how am I going to get there? This sounds like a minefield. How am I going to get there? I get you. I got you. So I want you to ask yourself these questions next. And I hope I'm not going too fast. Hopefully you can just play this back and pause it if you need. I want you to ask yourself, what are the physical characteristics and aspects of myself that I want to accept more? Is it the way my body looks? Is it the tone of my skin? Is it that I think I have like spotty skin or whatever it is? Is it a certain body part that I'm always picking apart? What are the physical aspects of myself that I want to accept more, that I need to accept more to live a more freedom life, a more body freedom life? What are those aspects? And just write them down and have them as an intention. Next one, what are the negative body image thoughts that I need to reduce or eliminate to live in body freedom, to live in more happiness? What are the negative body image thoughts I need to reduce or eliminate to do that? And again, just going back to those questions on where to start, simply asking yourself, you know, when did I first have this belief? Was I young? Is it recent? Is it connected to an event? Is it passed down in my family? Was it friends? Was it the media? Do I believe this belief 100% now? Is there any wiggle room? Can I lean into this belief a little bit less? Does this belief, is this like what I believe for everyone? Do I just believe this for me? Right? This is often a signal. It's like, oh, no, like everyone else is fine. They have beautiful bodies. I can accept them. Their bodies don't define them, but my body defines me. I have to look this way. So is this belief really true, or is it something you're holding on to? How would it feel to let that go or start letting it go? Is this belief useful? I've never had anyone tell me that it is, whatever your beliefs are around your body. Is this belief useful? If it's not useful, how harmful is it? What does that belief mean for you? Does it mean you're missing out on social occasions? Does it mean you're punishing your body? Does it mean that every day you wake up with dread, thinking about having to go through another day, trying to accept yourself? If it's not useful, what would be more useful? What would be a more useful belief for you to lean into? What would that be? How can you lean into that more? And again, going back to that example, if your belief is, I hate the way my body looks, I can't accept it, perhaps we can start neutralizing and moving towards a more loving belief, which is, I'm struggling to accept my body because of all the narratives I've been fed throughout my life. But I'm committed to reframing this. I'm committing to loving and respecting it more every day. And I'm going to do that by stop looking in the mirror so much, deleting that diet app, saying positive affirmations in the mirror, feeding my body properly, not restricting it, moving in a way that feels good for me, not looking at one body type all the time, diversifying what I see in front of me, listening and reading things. And, you know, you're here today, so you're doing it already, that are giving me a whole, like, wholesome view of what it means to have body image, and not this one fixed idea that it's about what you look like and that it should be about reaching a certain aesthetic. And once you've done that reframing, you can think, well, what would this new way of thinking allow me to do in my life? How would it set me free? What would it mean for my relationships? What would it mean for my social life? What would it mean for my work, performance? So much of the work I do around with women is when we release this stuff around how they feel in their bodies and food, they have this whole, like, just opening of what they really want from their lives. This, like, whole new world opens up to them of opportunities, what they really want, what they're passionate about, the kind of person they want to show up in the world. All of that gets released once you have this more calm relationship with your body, because you've got all this brain space that you didn't have before. It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling, and you can get there. So really lean into that, like, wow, like, what could healing my relationship with my body and working towards this body freedom mean for my life? Because that's why we're doing this. I'm not taking you through this workshop just so that you can feel comfortable in a bikini. I want that for you. I want you to do all of those things, but I really want you to do it so that you can just live the best version of you in the best way possible. If I hadn't have healed my relationship with my body, I would not be in Costa Rica right now. I would not be doing the work I was doing. I would not be able to even show up on camera, because those body image thoughts were crippling. And what I'll say is, I'm giving you so many kind of mindset tools and ways of working that are really going to help you. But it is also about taking action. So asking yourselves, what situations do I want to become more comfortable with, or do I want to have more of in my life? And maybe they are social occasions. Maybe it's spending time with others. Maybe it's clothes shopping. Maybe it's being able to go on holiday. Maybe it's being able to show up just as yourself without fretting about what you look like. So ask yourself now, what are those things that I want to become more comfortable with? Because from there you can lean into it, right? For me, I didn't realize until I healed my relationship with my body, or I was on that journey, how much traveling was important to me, how much I craved that adventure. But I quickly learned that if you crave that adventure, but you are worried about what you're eating and what you look like all the time and having that control over your body, it can be pretty impossible to enjoy those experiences, because traveling requires flexibility and it requires being open and being spontaneous, and the kind of things that when we have that restricted kind of relationship with ourselves are really impossible to do. Similarly with my work, how on earth would I have shown up with other women in this way if I hadn't have done all the work and given myself that medicine first? So once you lean into the things that you want to become more comfortable with, it's about starting to practice them within the discomfort, right? So I started to do this work, I was 5-6 years into my recovery before I really started thinking about this. But doing things literally like going out for that meal, or wearing the bikini on the beach, or saying yes to the holiday, or doing like my first time doing a public speaking event, all the things that would have absolutely terrified me. Once I did them again and again and again, my body image negative thoughts automatically eliminated, because I was showing myself that my life was just worth so much more than what I thought it was. Because when you're so focused on your body and having a negative relationship with it, it's very difficult to imagine the life that waits for you. So you've actually also got to think about starting those things right away. Start thinking about doing them now. Start thinking about what things you want to do more of. Get going with them. Lean into that discomfort. Going through the exercises I've given you today is a really useful way. The belief work, the new story, leaning into all of that. And that's going to really help shift you into this more body freedom mindset. So another question to ask yourself within this are, what are the ways that I cope with my body image difficulties that I need to change? What are the ways that I cope with my body image difficulties that I need to change? So I've given a few examples of this already. And I mean things like, are you dieting all the time to change your body? Are you doing workout classes that you really hate? Are you wearing clothes that don't really feel like you because you think they make you look slimmer or smaller, or in a way that you think you should be looking? Are you saying no to lots of opportunities in your life because you don't think you deserve to be there, or you're worried about how you're going to look? What are the ways that you're coping with your body image difficulties that need to change? How can you start changing them? How can you put in things like self-care? Very simple, but very effective. Instead of spending all that time obsessing on those weight loss apps, deleting the weight loss app and buying yourself an awesome cookbook, cooking some amazing meals. If you just hypothetically say you hate HIIT training, for example, do a yoga class. Just see how it feels to listen to what your body needs and to give it that time. Often we believe that we're doing all these things to keep us in our comfort zone and to really get the results that we want. But that comfort zone and that kind of result-driven mindset with our bodies is so damaging, because our bodies change all the time regardless. Imagine if you stayed the same mentally throughout your whole life. Imagine if you thought the way that you did when you were 4 years old now, or 15. I mean, maybe sometimes it's good to think like a 4-year-old, let's be honest. But imagine if you stayed the same mentally, how weird that would be. Like, that's not even, we would never expect anyone to stay the same mentally. But yet we expect our bodies to stay in this static state. We expect them to not have wrinkles or lines or dimples or stretch marks or rolls or weight changes. But that's crazy. Because if we change, of course our bodies are going to change. And again, I know that you're probably thinking that's easy to say, but look at the narratives we're fed, look at the media. Start switching off from it. Start spending less time. When you're in this journey, you're going to get to a point, myself personally, you could be doing whatever you want around me, dieting, exercising, like talking to your body in a shitty way. It's not going to change how I feel with my body. I want to still dismantle those harmful systems, but I'm still grounded in myself. So you will get to a point eventually where this stuff doesn't trigger you all the time. But in the meantime, it is important to think about, how can I reduce those difficult situations that are keeping me stuck whilst I do this healing work? So start thinking about creating more like positive body image messages in your everyday life, in your conversations, in what you do, in what you see, and what you take in. And that's going to really, really help this journey. It's going to really, really help it. Okay. So what I want to do now is I'm going to do a short visualization, and then I want you to write a letter to your body at the end of it. So when you write this letter to your body, I want you to write it to your body as a, dear body, I'm sorry where we've struggled. I'm sorry for the times I have not respected and loved you and been there for you. And this is how I want us to work together going forward. This is how I want to feel with you. So a letter really being honest and open as to how you have felt up to this point and how you would like that to change and lean into. And then if the girls can kind of manage it, and if there's any questions coming through, I'll kind of open it up a little bit to anyone that may have any questions or anything that they want to go through. But for now, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable. I'm going to just put on a little background music because we've got something a little bit relaxing. And just allow yourself to be here with me. Okay. So just taking some deep breaths now and allowing yourself to be really present in this moment. You don't have to be anywhere or do anything. You just have to be here with me. Taking some deep breaths now, in and out. And again, in, holding, and out. And one more, and out. I encourage you to place perhaps one hand on your heart space and one hand on your kind of stomach or womb area, if you feel okay with that. You can also put them on the knees, but I kind of want you to feel connected to your body right now. And I just want you to allow yourself to really feel into everything that we have gone through today. Changing those beliefs, looking towards more gratitude with your body, and just holding on to that. And now I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're somewhere that makes you feel really safe and content and happy. Perhaps it's a beach with the waves lapping in the background. Perhaps it's a forest with leaves crunching beneath your feet, or a mountain's edge. Perhaps there's a lake in front of you. And I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you just go for a little walk wherever you are, feeling those strong legs of yours carrying you forward, feeling peaceful and calm. And then I want you to imagine as you're walking along, you see this figure in front of you. This figure feels really wise and knowing. And you walk together for a while next to each other until you come to a water's edge. And you look in the reflection, standing with this wise figure. And as you look into the reflection, you notice something astounding. There is only one reflection in front of you, and that reflection is you. You are the wise figure. You are that version of you who has just been waiting for you to step into. The version of you that has so much love and respect and care for yourself and your body. That version of you that's always there in the background, waiting for you to step into with open arms. And as you leave that water's edge, you feel this sense of renewal and energy and this real sense of peace and knowing that you don't have to hold on to those beliefs anymore. You don't have to hold on to those stories. You are so whole and amazing as you are. And you're walking along and you can't help but hear these affirmations in your head, and they feel like a sweet song, one that you've been waiting to hear forever. And the affirmations are, you are enough. You are whole. You are so worthy of it all. You are more than your body. Your body is a beautiful vessel that holds an even more beautiful soul. your beautiful soul. Your weight does not define you. Your body is amazing, no matter what form it takes. You are allowed to accept and embrace the body you have right now. You are allowed to embrace and accept yourself right now. You deserve to live in body freedom. You deserve to live with joy and happiness and contentment. You deserve to see yourself for the wonderful human you are. Body freedom and life freedom lies within you, always. You just need to be willing to step into it and let it be you. And as you start to reach the end of your walk and you take your place back in that comfortable place, breathing in this just joy and this relief of feeling into this new way of being now. Just really sit there with that. And I want you to imagine that you are attached to a single golden thread. That golden thread attached to that wiser, more content part of you, with all the life, body, food freedom waiting for you, more than you could imagine. And that thread is going to be with you until you reach it, gently pulling and nudging you with it every day. And just knowing and trusting that you can get there and you will get there. And I'm going to start to count down slowly. And as I do, I want you to just lean into any final affirmations or words of comfort that are going to help you continue on this journey. And when I count down to 1, spend a few moments writing this letter and writing these words or anything that's come through for you. In 5, breathing deep. In 4, staying in this peace. In 3, remembering you're enough. In 2, leaning into all the body freedom you deserve. And in 1, gently opening your eyes, putting pen to paper, and just allowing the words to flow for a moment or two. Okay. Slowly coming back into the room. And if you didn't get to finish that, don't worry. You can finish it later on and go back to this at any time. So I just want to, if there's any questions now before we start to wrap up, I'm just going to invite that space open for you guys just to answer any questions, ask any questions. Hope that you're feeling relaxed and a bit rejuvenated now on this topic, maybe really thoughtful, perhaps thinking about all the things that you can do moving forward. And if you're thinking, God, I have a big journey to go on, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, just, again, be really grateful that you even came here today. I'm so proud of you for even being here. And if you'd like more support with this, you guys can find me on Instagram. It's at Phelan Well. Please send me an email or a message to let me know how you found the workshop. Someone's just asked a question. So what if one is an emotional eater? So with this, the key really is to understand and pay attention to your emotions. So it's not about suppressing or ignoring. It's about saying, what is coming up for me and how can I work through that? How am I suppressing or ignoring what's really going on for me? Am I using this as a way to numb or get rid of feelings that are coming up for me? And how can I change that? How can I allow myself to really listen to what I need and reframe? And I'd recommend going through these questions actually that we went through earlier at the beginning. You know, what is coming up for me? What is this belief? And just attending to that emotion. We all emotionally eat from time to time. That's okay. But it's also attending to the emotion as well and not ignoring it. So, as I was saying, for you guys, if anyone would like some further support, from January, I'm going to be opening up a body image group coaching program. I've opened an early bird waiting list at the moment. So you can pop me an email at laura@phelanwell.com if you would like to be considered for that. It's an application process. So there's a clarity call, and we really make sure that's the right fit for you if you want to achieve more body freedom in your life, or total body freedom. And from January, I'll also be opening 2 or 3 one-to-one spots as well to work with me in my one-to-one container, where we work on life, food, and body freedom, and really helping you, facilitating that journey for you to get there. So those are the couple of ways that you can work with me and seek some further support. I will make sure to follow up in an email with the Happiness Planner girls so that you guys have that information. You're so welcome. Caroline's just said, thanks, love the letter of writing to oneself. So I'm really glad that helped. I hope that, yeah, that was useful for you guys. I love doing any kind of reflection letter work, is always really, really helpful. And as I said, like, you can do these exercises again and again every day if you need to. Like, please return back to them, go through them. They are so, so useful. And again, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to see you in my Happy Body gang and in my programs next year if you guys resonated with today. So please don't be afraid to reach out. And I'm just really looking to hearing how maybe you guys have felt after today and how your journey goes towards more body freedom. So thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here and to speak with you guys. And I am sure I will be speaking to more of you very, very soon. So thank you so, so much. Have a gorgeous weekend. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.